Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Wahlberg, your podcast performance coach with another actionable tip so you can grow your podcast authority, generate leads, and convert with ease. Today's tip is, who comes before where? Now, that question rattling around in your head, should I start a podcast or a YouTube channel? Well, that's like asking, should I use worms or lures? Well, it all depends on what kind of fish you're trying to catch. So first, think about your audience. Where do they hang out? What are they doing when they consume content? If they're multitasking or on the move, like commuting, walking their dog, cooking, cleaning, or hitting the gym, audio is king. That's podcast territory. But if they're sitting at their desk searching how to fix a leaky faucet or how to create viral videos on Canva, chances are they're on YouTube looking for a video to show them how. Really consider this. Who does your business serve? These are the people you want listening to your podcast. So put yourself in their shoes, or better yet, survey them and figure out how they want to be served and where they are already consuming content. Speaking of content, let's look at that next. Does it need video to be understood? If you're demonstrating yoga poses, teaching Photoshop, or showing how to build a birdhouse, YouTube makes sense. People need to see what you're talking about. But if your content is conversations, strategies, stories, coaching, or anything people can absorb with their earballs, an audio-only podcast is all you need to start. Your audience may not need to see the talking head. Of course, you've heard experts tell you that YouTube is where it's at because of the great exposure you get and how much it can do for search engine optimization. Heck, I even said that in episode 183. And I still stand by it. Being on YouTube is a powerful and, some might argue, critical way to optimize reach and grow your podcast. But you don't have to become a YouTuber to reap the benefits. You can tap into YouTube's reach by posting your podcast on YouTube Music. I walked you through how to do this in episode 203. And starting out as an audio-only podcast doesn't mean that you can't expand and create a full-blown YouTube channel later. In fact, I often suggest to my clients that they do this. It means we can focus on creating good content that serves your audience and sounds great first, and not create an additional barrier to launching. Whichever platform you choose, the road to success is paved with consistency. Nothing kills authority faster than showing up strong for a few weeks, then ghosting your audience, maybe even ending up in the podcast graveyard. Don't pick the platform you wish you could keep up with. Pick the one you know you can keep up with. For a lot of busy entrepreneurs, that means starting with audio only. Why? Because video adds layers of pressure. The lights, cameras, performance, editing, or a bad hair day. If you've ever seen me before, you know that this is not my issue. The point is those extra layers can keep you from showing up week after week. By starting with audio, you remove the barriers, focus on your message, and actually get launched. Then, once you've built that muscle of consistency, you can add video and expand to YouTube. Plus, you'll have likely built out SOPs and systems for yourself or your team. That machine has been built and it's running. You have a production rhythm now. And so remember, even if you start with audio only, you can still tap into YouTube's massive audience and powerful search engine by publishing your audio only podcast on YouTube and YouTube Music with faceless videos on the feed. You get the visibility without the on-camera headaches, which can go a long way in helping you get discovered if you're optimized properly. Okay, so hold on a second, because before you let out that big sigh of relief, there is one caveat. If your target market is glued to YouTube and needs to see what you're doing while you teach or demo, don't fight it. Go all in with video. Just be honest with yourself. Are you ready to show up on camera every week? If yes, do it. If not, don't set yourself up for failure. So, podcast versus YouTube. Which is better for marketing your business and building authority? You need to recognize these are two different types of content consumers. So you need to treat them that way. The answer isn't one size fits all. It's who's your audience, what does your content demand, and what can you commit to consistently? Nail those 3, and you'll know exactly where to start. And I hope that's just the tip you need. Still feeling pulled in both directions? Let's figure it out together, privately, just you and me. Ask me anything you want on a free podcast coaching call. Book your free private podcast coaching call by using the link in the show notes or at podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Wohlberg. See ya!